Hey folks, Eric here, the whatever guy, because it really is whatever for me. Do you folks want to know about these marijuana labs testing high THC levels in these products? You guys stick around, man, and we'll talk about that. As you guys know me, my name is Eric. I'm the whatever guy. I just shoot videos a couple days a week, basically keeping you guys updated in the world. Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, Hemp Cannabis is what's going on around. And today, man, I actually saw this article over at, I believe it's over at MJ Biz Daily, and it's basically about these marijuana operators and these hemp operators that are basically lab shopping and trying to find the labs that are basically going to give you the results that you're looking for. For those of you that are out there, the majority of people that go into these consumers and stuff, that go into these gas stations, go into these vape shops, dispensaries, and stuff like that, they're always looking for the high potency rating. Like they're only looking for that THC rating, the 300 milligrams of THC, 1500 milligrams of THC. That's really, as a marketing guy, that's really what these consumers are looking at when they go into these places. And what they're not realizing is that a lot of these products hit a little bit different depending on the amount of terpenes and stuff like that it is in a product. It doesn't always equate just because it has 25 milligrams of delta 9 THC in it. It doesn't always equate to a higher amount of being high on the other side. A lot of times those terpenes and the amount of and the strain that you're hitting will have a distinct difference on how you're going to get higher, how high you're going to get. And so THC potency is not exactly the way that folks need to be going in and shopping all the way around. But having said that, man, this is a real problem in the industry right now, especially for folks like me that are marketing hemp products, marketing marijuana products and stuff like that. And as we go into these products and when we do a batch of something, say we do a caramel crispy treat with 100 milligrams of delta 9 THC in it, we have to send that off to a lab to get tested. And what a lot of these people are out there doing is they'll call the lab up and tell the lab, listen, man, I'm looking for 100 milligrams of delta 9 THC in this bar, and these are the goal marks that I'm looking for with this batch that I'm trying to send. And a lot of times what will happen is that lab will conform to whatever that person wants because they need the business. Like there are a lot of people out there that are lab shopping. I have physically myself called up a lab to get something tested before and basically told them what I wanted the lab result to be. And when I got the lab result, that's exactly what it was. And that's really not the way that this business needs to be run all the way around. And so we're going to read this article over here at MJ Biz Daily. And it says marijuana lab testing analysis finds routine THC inflation and data manipulation. It says here, the THC potency of marijuana flower sold in legal stores in 4 states is routinely and systematically inflated, sometimes by as much as 25% or more, according to an independent analysis of a licensed cannabis testing laboratory obtained by MJPiz Daily. But perhaps even more troubling, the analysis conducted by Yasha Khan of MCR Labs, a state licensed cannabis testing laboratory in Massachusetts, also found evidence of data manipulation in lab testing for yeast and mold. The analysis suggests tainted products that should have been failed for contaminants and destroyed or remediated instead was passed and eventually sold by legal retailers. In addition, confirmation that THC potency inflation is running rampant and often unchecked across the legal United States U.S. Marijuana markets also stands to undermine consumer confidence in product labeling. That in turn can harm the $34 billion legal cannabis industry's credibility while also breaking one of marijuana legalization's core promises of reliably tested and safe products. Khan, MCR Labs Vice President of Marketing and Data Science, obtained an anonymized lab testing results from Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, and Oregon. He then applied basic data forensic tools to identify and quantify abnormal results. Khan presented his findings to an online meeting of state regulators on October 26th. According to MJ Biz Daily. Industry observers contacted by MJ Biz Daily said Khan's analysis is the first known attempt to quantify across multiple legal markets what's acknowledged in cannabis circles as a widespread dirty secret. The THC percentages printed on product labels in legal stores are often grossly inflated. Principals of other labs who reviewed Khan's work told MJ Biz Daily the methods were sound and the results are a welcome quantification of a known problem, even if the implications are troubling. This is the scientific approach we've been trying to get for a long time, said Josh Schweider, the co-founder and CEO of San Diego-based Infinite Chemical Analysis Labs. This is not mistakes being made. This is fraud. Basically what he's saying is that a lot of, like I said, you can call these labs up. Say if I want to send out Delta 9 THCO cart and have it tested, I can basically tell that lab, what I want that lab result to be on the other side. And when I get that lab result, that's exactly what it's going to be. And I'm not sure why that is. It's probably because we don't have any regulation over the lab industry as it stands. But as it stands right now, I can send a product in. I can literally do a product on my stove, send it to a lab, tell that lab, certain labs, not every lab, but obviously, through lab shopping and being in this business, I've done it for quite a while. I know which labs, and people in this industry, they know what labs will do that for you too, because a lot of time, it's a known secret behind the scenes of a lot of these people out here. Matter of fact, I probably get 4 to 5 messages a week of people looking for labs that are conform to the way they want to do business. And normally I try not to, share that information out because we have figured that out too. We over at Boro Hemp happen to use a very reputable lab, but we have spent a long time going through the process of finding a reputable lab because, as I said before, there are a lot of labs out there that, even though they claim to be reputable, will allow on the other side that chain of custody or that COA to be exactly what you want it to be. It will say whatever you want it to be if you're going to spend that money on that. Lab shopping, in which marijuana product and retailers seek out testing labs that will return friendly results in the form of high THC readings, has been prevalent in the cannabis industry for years. Not just in the cannabis industry, in the CBD and the hemp industry also, guys. In a study conducted in 2018 and 2019, but published just this year in the journal PLOS One, researchers found that marijuana flower purchased in Colorado had sustainably lower THC potency than what was advertised on the product labels. In 23 samples obtained from 10 Colorado retailers, the average observed THC potency was 23.1% lower than the lowest label reported values and 35.6% lower than the highest label reported values, according to the researchers at the University of Northern Colorado School of Biological Sciences. Marijuana sold with unreliable THC potency is an issue in every medical and recreational state. Routine and runaway THC potency inflation undermines consumer trust and confidence in the regulated market. It contributes to a situation that retailers, cultivators, and sophisticated consumers acknowledge but claim to be unable to stop. And unchecked contaminant testing data manipulation allows unsafe products to enter the market and puts consumers at risk. Now, when we're talking about the THC inflation, the THC potency inflation on the other side for these labs, that in and of itself is a crazy situation because I'm not sure why they would want to inflate the THC. I know why they want to inflate the THC potency because, like I said, when they get on the other side of it, when it gets to the consumer's hands, the consumer really is not flipping that over and taking a look at the clicking that COA and looking at the COA to find out if what's on the package is exactly what's in the product. Because a lot of times what will happen is these people are just going in there looking for the highest possible THC potency level that's on a package. When they walk in a door, if I've walked in a door and I put 30 gummies in a pack of 20 milligrams of Delta 9 a piece, that would be what, 600 milligrams of Delta 9. But that's not what we're putting on our package. We're putting on our package that there are 20 milligrams of Delta 9 THC per gummy. But that's not what consumers see. What they see is those packages that will say we have 600 milligrams of Delta 9 THC in this package. And that's what it seems like as a marketing expert that everybody is going into. Even I, when I walk into a place, I am looking at the total THC percentages also. I'm not looking at, I don't even really look at the breakdown of what is in each gummy until after I've picked the package up and taken a look at it. And I've seen that 3,500 milligrams of Delta 9 THC. Like when I pick a package up and it says 3,500 milligrams of Delta 9 THC on it, I'm thinking, okay, that's the most powerful thing in this place. And a lot of times that's not what's going on. And then on top of that, you have the fact that these labs that are inflating the potency are also mitigating the data on the other side as far as these pesticides go. There's a lot of these pesticides, a lot of these hemp companies out there and stuff out there that are spraying pesticides on their hemp products, and those pesticides are making it in to the end retail product on the other side. The findings highlight how the promises of verifiable product safety that convinced voters and lawmakers to legalize adult use and create today's state legal marijuana industry have led to a vicious cycle that many industry insiders accept as a normal business arrangement. Consumers looking for the best bargain for limited dollars gravitate towards marijuana flower with the highest THC percentages. They do this despite, as cannabis competition judges and other connoisseurs have insisted for years, THC percentage is not an indicator of quality or even the strength of the high. In response, retailers purchase high THC flower only from product suppliers who, in turn, are known to go lab shopping, where they present their flower for testing to multiple laboratories and then use the best result. Finally, and let me just say this. Let me just say this. This has grown to a point where they don't have to send their products to 4 or 5 different labs. They already know what lab will give them the result that they're looking for prior to them ever sending a batch out. Like, I don't send 5 batches out. If I was right now, if I created a product on my kitchen counter and I wanted to send it off to a lab, I know exactly what lab that I need to send it to get the results that I want. And I'm not saying that's right, but I'm saying that's wrong in a lot of ways, but I'm saying that that's a fact. That's exactly what is going on in this industry right here. Finally, laboratories face market pressure to present friendly results and otherwise risk losing business to labs willing to flout rules if they don't. And that's what's going on, guys. There are so many labs out there, and there is so much business being done in this space right here that these labs, if they don't give them the results they're looking for on the other side, they'll just go find a lab that will. And there are plenty of labs out there that will. Trust me on that. Con, obtain data from 4 states via public records request or open data. The data includes potency results from nearly 400,000 flower samples tested by 70 different labs. Some of the samples also included contaminant screening results. The data is whatever that word is. No labs or product makers are identified. Con used basic data forensics tools to identify discontinuity in data sets. Many data sets will present what's called a normal distribution, an array of results across a spectrum that adheres to a familiar pattern, such as the distribution of height in male U.S. residents. In some cases, labs presented what looked like a normal distribution of THC results, but with the average result inflated by 25% versus other labs that tested the same flower. That suggests labs with a normal looking data distribution could be inflating results, but Con also identifies discontinuities in data sets suggesting abnormal distribution that suggestive of selective THC inflation that could be as high as 50%, meaning marijuana flower that tested 14% is labeled at 21%. Guys, I'm not going to read the rest of this article right here. Just understand that a lot of times when you guys are going into these stores and you're looking at a total THC concentration on a package, 9 times out of 10, if you will just flip that over and actually scan that code on the back, it will take you directly to the certificate of analysis. And a lot of times, you know, we expect that certificate of analysis is going to be legal and fair and good and tested by a regulated lab. But as it stands right now, that's not the case. You know, that these labs, these companies out here are doing business in a way that is not being regulated by anybody out there in the market. And if we don't get a handle on this pretty soon, this is probably going to erode the trust in the hemp and cannabis market all the way around. As it stands, those companies, you know, those customers out there that are looking for just a way to get high, those aren't the customers that you're looking for in the future. The customers that you're looking for in the future are medically inclined people that are using this for a medical purpose all the way around. And those customers are going to be long-term customers down the road, and they want to know what's in their product. They want a safe product. They want to know that what THC is in the product. They want to know what pesticides are in the product. And a lot of times that consumer is very educated and understands that just because it says it has 50% THC in it doesn't mean that you're going to get higher than this plant over here, this flower over here that has 25% THC in it. All right, folks, this is Whatever Guy signing off, and I'll talk to you guys later, man. Love it. See ya.